Good evening, I'm Shane Jones with the CBC Sports News. UWI Blackbirds have booked a date with St. James Settlers for the final of the UWI C.O. Williams Inter-Parish T20 competition. They registered an 11-run win over St. Lucie Pirates in the second semi at the 3Ws Oval last night. Batting first, the Blackbirds made 149 for 8 in their 20 overs. We pick up the action with 2 wickets already down.
Juddy over to Shaquille Williams, top edge, off the slog sweep, and it ran away to the boundary. Williams on the go, hitting this one much more cleanly. Chance for a catch, fielder makes a meal of it, 4 runs. Stefan got it on, Anthony Allen goes big, maximum. Williams still playing well, swept away beautifully, that's 4 more to the total. Allen keeping the Blackbirds ticking, swivel of the hips, and this one ran down to long leg for 4. But he would have to go looking for a single that wasn't quite there. Run out for 28, UWI Blackbirds 51 for 3. 2 full from Kurt Broom, and Floyd Reed for a hit set a long way. But he had to go, caught behind off Ashley Nurse for 9, didn't want to go, 68 for 4. And the wickets continue to fall. Williams, cheeky shot, back of the bat, and an easy catch for Springer. He made 27. Ashley Nurse in the thick of things. Cameron Pennyfeather going for glory, hitting this one high into the night sky. Neat catch well inside the ropes. He was gone for 7. Akeem Dewar came in. That's a beautiful drive down the ground. In fact, he hit it so well that it went all the way for 4. Here he is getting some of Nurse, loads of bottom hand in that one, gone away like a rocket. Justin Bramble having a go now, through extra cover for 4. But he was out the very next ball, LBW to Khalid Springer for 16. And the last man out for the Blackbirds was Nino Henry. This one went extremely high, and a good catch by Kirk Broom as the UWI Blackbirds made 149 for 8.
The Pirates then fell short on 138 for 6 despite a top score of 36 from Mario Boyce. Akeem Dewar took 2 for 13. The final between the Blackbirds and Settlers is set for 7 p.m. on Saturday at the 3Ws Oval. The West Indies only have a short tour match to prepare for the Boxing Day second test against Australia. The 2-day game against the Victoria 11 will be played this weekend and may not be enough match practice as they try to bounce back from the crushing defeat in the first test.
The massive innings and 212 runs defeat the Windies suffered in the first test paints a picture. One of the most ugly portraits the people of the Caribbean are being forced to look at. The West Indies is one of the worst teams in Test cricket. The past counts for nothing, and there is no silver lining behind this dark cloud. Does it even make sense looking back at the test? Well, it only lasted 2.5 days, so we might as well. Before the match, the Windies skipper said their plan was to get David Warner and Steve Smith early and look to put pressure on the Aussie middle order, calling it a weakness. Well, they did that. After a poor start by the opening bowlers, Jomel Warrican and Shannon Gabriel were responsible for 3 Aussie wickets by lunch. However, it was comments by Warrican after the first day's play that saw the hosts bludgeon their way to 438 for the same 3 that worried me. Warrican told the media that the Windies thought they would have bowled out the Australians for around 250 after having them at 139 for 3 after the first session. To me, this underlines a very dangerous and damaging practice. It is all well and good to think positively, but the Windies must accept where they are and set realistic goals so that they are more likely to achieve them and build good morale. It must be noted that before the match, Kemar Roach declared he was looking to do well and, quote, win some games. Really? Win some games? Where? Speaking of Roach, he and fellow opening bowler Jerome Taylor were ordinary to say the least, with Roach getting none for 99 and Taylor none for 108. In a test match, they both went at over 6 runs per over. The unit was lifeless on the field, and input from senior players to a young and inexperienced captain was microscopic. That was disheartening, especially when former captain Dinesh Ramdin was on the field, as well as Marlon Samuels, who made his international debut 15 years ago. Don't worry, there is something positive to speak about. Darren Bravo's first innings century was one of class, and the batsman continues to show his uncanny ability to do extremely well outside of the Caribbean. Craig Brathwaite fell 6 runs short of what would have been his 5th Test century, and it was interesting to see his ability to change gears against world-class opposition away from home. His future remains bright. While Ravindra Chandrika and Jermaine Blackwood are still very young, Samuels, who will soon be 35, has a lot of soul-searching to do. If he doesn't want to, the selectors should do it for him. With Gabriel out of the series, I suspect Carlos Brathwaite will make his debut in the 2nd Test in Melbourne. The Windies must forget all of that pre-match talk that Sir Curtly Ambrose made about upsetting Australia and look to concentrate longer, improve session by session, and focus on doing the right things more often.
Football news now. The special one is now the sacked one. Today, Jose Mourinho was fired as manager of English Premier League side Chelsea.
Let me